What's going on, guys? Thanks for stopping by again. We have to offload this load of trucks and large SUVs here in New Bern, North Carolina. So today what I want to talk about is, guys, are you having problems making money out here? Are you struggling? If you are, stay tuned. We're going to get into some tips and tricks on how you can make that better for you. I'll see you as we offload. So at the end of the day, are you out here busting your butt, trying to make a living, trying to provide for your family, but you just can't seem to make it? Something to think about is, how do you treat your dispatcher? Does your dispatcher like you? Is he your friend, or does he seem to always give you the crappy loads? And I'll tell you what, 9 times out of 10, it's probably not your dispatcher's fault. Something to think about while you're out here mouthing off, being rude, telling your dispatcher to go take a hike. Your dispatcher is only going to deal with attitudes from you for so long. The way you want to kind of treat your dispatcher is treat him like he's your customer. Even if you're a company driver like me, you're out here doing your job, doing what you're told, trying to make money. You need to treat your dispatcher like he's a customer. Treat him as if he could get rid of you at any second and get somebody else to fill your seat. He can, he will, or they will just give you all the loads that their good drivers don't want to take. Let's think about this in a little bit of a different way while we're unloading here. Put yourself in your dispatcher's shoes. At the end of the day, do you want to be cussed at, screamed at, told you don't know what you're doing? Do you want that to happen to you? Because I'll tell you what, your dispatcher's human too. The last thing he wants to deal with is you cussing at him and calling him every name in the book. Telling him he doesn't know how to do his job. Him or her, actually. Telling them they don't know how to do their job and just treating them like crap. Because think about it, if it was you, are you gonna take that? If your dispatcher just cussed you out, turned around, and treated you like dirt, would you continue to work for that dispatcher, or would you find a way to haul for somebody else? Think about it as if you were shopping at a grocery store and continue shopping at that grocery store. If every time you bought an item they lied to you, every time you showed up to pick up your items that you paid for, you wanted, it wasn't ready, or you got to the cash register and the price was different, well, that's no different than what a lot of you guys out here do to your dispatcher when you tell your dispatcher, oh yeah, you're gonna be there at a certain time to pick up their load, and then you don't do it, you don't deliver, you don't show up, you're not fulfilling your end of the bargain. You got to remember, this is a two-way street. This isn't just them give you work and you go do the work. This is they give you work, and you also have to fulfill your promise to handle that work. You have to fulfill your end of the bargain. And if you're not, they're not going to keep giving you work. You turn around and become untrustworthy out here, guess what? You're unemployed, or you're getting all the bad loads. I see a lot of drivers out here constantly complaining and saying, oh, well, my dispatcher doesn't give me good loads, or, you know, my dispatcher favors certain people over others. And even if that's against company policy, that is 100% true. Your dispatcher does favor certain drivers over others. Your dispatcher absolutely gives other people better loads. If you're rude, if you're a jerk, if you don't fulfill your promises. Do you always seem to get the crummy loads? Well, at the end of the day, do you look deep down inside and look back in on yourself and think about, are you possibly the reason So now we figured out that your dispatcher has it in for you. He doesn't like you. He's giving you all the bad loads because at the end of the day, he doesn't respect you. Wrong. 9 times out of 10, it is not anything like that. All right, let's get into the ways we can fix our relationship with our dispatcher. So you may end up having to have a conversation that you really don't want to have. And it may have to start something like this. And it's not a conversation that any of us really enjoy doing, but you might have to just man up, call your dispatcher up and apologize. Call them up and be like, hey, you know, I know we've had some bad blood. I know we haven't always seen eye to eye. And at the end of the day, I'd like to turn our relationship around. I really enjoy working for this place. And, you know I've been difficult. I have been the issue here for the most part. Take the blame for it. It doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong and in any of this scenario, but take the blame. Be the bigger man, apologize. Turn around and just say, man, you know I've been difficult. I know I've been the issue here, and I've been doing some self-reflecting, and I'm trying to turn this around. I love my job. I love working here. So I just want to get back to where we can have a good working relationship with each other. We understand where both people are coming from on either end of this phone, and I can do good for you. I can get the loads done on time, and you will understand that you can trust me when things hit the fan and you need someone to bail you out. I want to be that person. I want to be that person you call because you know that I'm here. I'm the one that is going to fix the issues. And when you come at them like that, look, it may take a couple weeks or a month or so to prove yourself, but once you proved yourself, I'll tell you what, that relationship's going to get a lot better, and you're going to get better work because of it. You have to always be selling yourself to your dispatcher, selling your services. Even if you're a company driver and they have to dispatch you, sell your services to the dispatcher as if it's your first time you've ever met them. Answer that phone chipper, happy, be cheerful. I mean, think about it like this. Okay, you call me on the phone and you go, oh, what's going on? Yeah, what do you need? Do you want to hear that? Or like I always answer the phone, hey man, good morning, what's going on? Hey, what do you need? Things like that. Be cheerful on the phone. Be happy. Do you want to talk to someone that's grumpy? Do you look forward to calling your significant other and being complained at or yelled at for something every time you pick up the phone? Because a lot of the drivers out here, that's what you're doing to your dispatcher. Every time they call, their dispatcher feels like they're beneath you and that they don't deserve the time that you're giving them. So do some self-reflecting. Think about, or could you possibly be the problem in this relationship with the dispatcher? And if truly you're not, if truly you do deliver all your loads on time, you're dependable, you get there for your pickups and deliveries, you call and tell them if there's an issue, you're not damaging the equipment, you're doing your job, you truly are the ace driver. Well, you may just have to call the dispatcher and have a honest heart-to-heart. And don't just sit there and give your brief. Don't just sit there and say, well, you know, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. Call them and talk to them like a human being. Call them up and just say, hey, you know, these are the issues that I'm having. Is there any way we can correct them? And then listen. You might not like the answer that your dispatcher gives you, but that could possibly be the reason. You might not be getting good work because there literally might not be good work. You've had a very rough year. 2020 sucked. 2020 was very difficult on a lot of companies out here. So, yes, the answer that you're looking for might not be, or it might not be an apology that fixes things. It may just be that the work isn't there. Or the work is there, but the money's no longer there. things change in this industry, and we have to adjust to it. So what's the trick? What's the trick to being out here making good money and being able to support your family and being very successful out here? The trick is there is no trick. Just be honest. Just do your job. Do what they hired you to do. Get your stuff done on time. Do all your work like you're supposed to do. Be honest. Don't cheat. And do what we are supposed to do as human beings. Respect each other. Treat each other kindly. And be trustworthy. If you can do that, you're going to be successful out here, because in my mind, that's the key.